Today on Good Morning Maine, a local child care center in Brewer may lose their license after the mishandling of a child by an employee.
Plus, a bomb investigation in Pittston leads to a search and an arrest. The investigation still ongoing.
And 4 dams were sold along the Kennebec. We'll tell you about the effects for the Sappy Paper Mill and the Nature Conservancy. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Janessa Bishop.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us. Those are just a few of the many stories we'll have for you over the next hour. But first, we're going to kick things off with a check of the forecast. And it looks like we'll get some badly needed rain today.
Yes, which is nice.
Yeah, we could use it. It looks like the morning will be pretty quiet this morning, just cloudy, and then the rain will start moving in this afternoon. And then the good news is it looks like pretty nice weekend weather.
It does.
And temperatures
hot.
Getting pretty hot
Yeah.
for this time of year, up near 80 degrees.
Absolutely. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive in Brewer. Experience the Quality Automotive difference. Reliable service and expert care that you can depend on. Call us to schedule your next appointment, 922-2043. Alrighty, on this Thursday, we do have a small crowd advisory that has been issued again, and this time it will last until Friday at around 5 p.m. So active surf will be an issue yet again with an area low pressure that will be passing through. Now check this out. We have clouds moving in from the southwest and going toward the north and east. This should not be a surprise as we are watching rain that will be on the way and finally some beneficial rain that will be approaching. This is great news for drought-stricken areas that have been dealing with no rain for quite some time. So rainfall will be on the way today and really picking up later on tonight. So again, wonderful news for the areas that have not seen some rain in quite some time. So cloudy with rain today with highs in the mid-60s, southeast wind getting up to around 15 miles per hour. The hourly forecast showing that rain picking up this afternoon with temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Sounds good. Thank you very much, Devin. Well, first this morning, 3 people were arrested after police searched 2 homes in Brewer. The Brewer Police Department says the first place officers searched was an apartment on Union Street where officers found cocaine base. 2 people were arrested there. They say information obtained during that search also led them to execute a bail search at a residence on Fling Street. Police say they found additional cocaine base and another person was arrested there. 57-year-old Jennifer Arnold of Brewer is now charged with unlawful possession of drugs and violation of conditions of release. 32-year-old Shaquille Wright of Brewer and 37-year-old Nicole Pelkey of Brewer also charged with endangering the welfare of a child and aggravated drug trafficking. Pelkey is also charged with unlawful furnishing. Police say the offenses occurred within a designated drug-free safe zone, which elevated some of those charges.
And what started as a traffic stop and the discovery of a suspicious device earlier this week has yielded another search and arrest. A little before noon on Wednesday, state fire marshals and the state police bomb team executed a search warrant at 158 Wiscasset Road in Pittston. A state police spokesperson says 43-year-old Nicholas Presby of Augusta was arrested without incident. He is being charged with criminal use of explosives. According to the spokesperson, Presby was an occupant in the vehicle that was stopped by the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office on Monday in Newcastle. They arrested the driver, who has not been named, and then discovered explosive devices inside the vehicle. During yesterday's search and arrest, the local school went into a lockdown out of an abundance of caution, and Route 27 was closed. Officials say they are confident there is no current threat to the public, and the investigation is still ongoing.
Possessing child sexual abuse material has been illegal for decades, but the dawn of artificial intelligence is now causing some complications. As our Doug Banks reports, artificial intelligence has caused a dangerous loophole within Maine's very own system.
Started working child abuse cases in the Major Crimes Unit 22 years ago, and this is probably the most prevalent, or at least the most recent example and new way that people are using to exploit children.
Artificial intelligence and its ability to generate content based on user prompts has fueled a surge of cyber tips coming into the Maine State Police Computer Crimes Unit because there are those using AI to create child sexual abuse material, and there's no state law against it. It's been around 3 years since Lieutenant Richards first noticed generative sexual abuse material starting to come in. In 2020, he says 720 tips were reported. This year, over 3,000.
And we're only able to investigate about 14% of those.
That's because it technically isn't illegal to morph or generate child sexual abuse material using AI. And there are a number of platforms not adhering to federal law by reporting such material being created.
We're operating under search warrants and certain legal authority that allows us to search for certain things. So that currently is not illegal content. So as our analysts and investigators are going through that, they're parsing that to the side.
It doesn't even go to a prosecutor's desk because there's no law for a prosecutor to even enforce.
Last legislative session, a bill regarding AI and child sexual abuse material was proposed by Falmouth Representative Amy Kuhn, but only parts of the bill concerning other AI laws went through, because Burns says lawmakers on the Judiciary Committee expressed concerns over infringing on First Amendment rights. Right now, Burns says in Maine, it is illegal to create, produce, disseminate, or possess child sexual abuse material. However, no Maine law makes morphing or generating that material through AI illegal.
It's very important for the public to know this is a gap in our current law.
She says those pieces of the bill left off the table last time will be reintroduced at the start of the next legislative session and aims to only modify Maine law to include morphing or generating child sexual abuse material through artificial intelligence.
So it's going to be the same laws, the same legal standards, but what we did is added in language to make it illegal to do the same thing we've talked about before, but using AI, and then also have First Amendment protections in there that the material also has to be obscene.
The next legislative session begins in January. In Vassalboro, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Contract negotiations between Northern Light Health and insurance giant Anthem are growing more contentious, with the two trading words and blaming each other for a breakdown in negotiations. Anthem issued a statement today saying in part, quote, "For the second time in 2 months, Northern Light Health has walked away from negotiations with Anthem, including abandoning the mediation process we both agreed to. While we have more than doubled our initial offer, now up to 5% increase for commercial business, Northern Light has reduced its demand only slightly," end quote. Northern Light Health countered with their own response saying, quote, "Northern Light Health is disappointed to hear that Anthem publicly decimated egregious misrepresentations of our mediation discussions. We have made no indication that we are walking away from negotiations, and their statements are not constructive to the mediation process. Anthem refuses to address our requests for contract language that protects Northern Light Health and the patients we serve," end quote. Both sides claim to be open to further discussions, but if an agreement isn't reached, Northern Light Health will be out of a network with Anthem for physicians and ancillary services effective on October 1st.
Well, the Brewer City Council currently weighing whether or not a local child care center will stay in business after allegations that a worker mishandled a child inappropriately. The issue came to light after this video surfaced of a worker at Elevate Child Care Center in Brewer roughly handled a child. A DHHS investigation ensued and charges were filed against the now former employee. Now the council must decide whether or not the center will stay open or whether it will be shut down for good.
We came in with an open mind. I was hoping that you would be able to present, a clear action plan, a clear way to show us this has changed, this is how it's changed, this is what we're doing. But there has been almost none of that, unfortunately.
Oh, you are correct. And like I said before, the only way I can show it is to show it, and that's up to you guys if you allow me to do so, or if you don't.
The council will consider the matter further, and a final decision will be made by the Brewer City Council at a meeting on Friday.
An organization that helps people warm in the winter may have to turn people away this year. The Brick Church in Bangor has had a warming shelter for the past 5 years. They serve 3 meals a day, offer showers and clothing, as well as having medical professionals come by to help the people they serve with their issues. Pastor Leon Laceda says it all costs money and they rely on grant money to pay expenses. He says they just found out they have been turned down for a grant they've gotten in the past. The pastor says that means unless they figure out some other way to get the funding, they will have to shut down the warming shelter.
In our warming shelter, we house between 60 and 70 people every single night, 7 days a week. So it's going to be that many people that will not have a place to go this year.
He says the staff is very worried about the potential consequences, and they are trying to find funding. If you would like to donate, you can send checks to the Brick Church at 126 Union Street in Bangor.
Well, the Nature Conservancy announced a major deal to acquire the 4 lower dams on the Kennebec River from the company Brookfield Renewable. This agreement could lead to a positive change for some of Maine's wildlife, but it could also have major implications for a local paper mill. Our Grace Blanchard explains.
In a landmark $168 million agreement, the company Brookfield Renewable has sold 4 hydroelectric facilities on the Kennebec River.
We feel that this is an exciting opportunity to find a different path forward.
Acquiring the dams is the conservation group, the Nature Conservancy. Along with strengthening the region's economy, the Conservancy's director says they hope to enhance fish passage along the river and intend to decommission the 4 lower dams.
They provide hydropower. They also block the natural movement of native fish that need to swim between upper headwaters and the Sandy River above Phillips and then out to the Gulf of Maine.
Advocates of the endangered Atlantic salmon say the river's run of salmon has dropped over the years to almost nothing.
This has the potential to be one of the largest river restoration efforts in the country.
Among the 4 dams sold is the Shawmut Dam, which is vital for the paper mill in Skowhegan, which relies on the pond created by that dam for critical water intake and discharge operations.
Sappi Somerset Mill has been a cornerstone of Maine's economy for over 50 years.
The mill employs around 800 people, and the removal of the dam could potentially jeopardize their plant operations, impacting their employees and thousands of Maine jobs connected to their operations.
It's a grave concern for us and our employees and our stakeholders.
The Nature Conservancy says they share the concerns of Sappi and are committed to working together to find a solution that meets the needs of the communities and the environment. Grace Blanchard reporting for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
125-year-old shipwreck off Bar Harbor is at the center of a lawsuit. The deli sank in 1890. JJM Salvage Company in Southwest Harbor is suing the National Park Service and Joy Beasley, who is the keeper of the National Register of Historic Places. According to court documents, Beasley has delegated authority to determine what is included on the list of historic places. In court filings, JJM says the only way for the designation to be reviewed is through a lawsuit. They say Beasley made the designation without informing them or giving them time to respond. This is the company's second lawsuit over the 2-masted schooner with a wooden hull that lies beneath the ocean. JJM wants ownership of the deli.
Last I knew, I think that ship was carrying stone pavers when it went down, and they'd like to go in there and salvage it at some point. But there's a big argument there that says that any shipwrecks found off the coast of Maine belong to the state of Maine.
Right.
So they're trying to figure that all out.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The time now is 6:14. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, community leaders mark the end of a construction for Down East Wind, a years-long project.
We'll tell you all about it coming up, but first, another check of that forecast. We'll see some rain as the day rolls along today, highs around 65 degrees. Rain is likely tonight, with lows dropping down to around 60. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, with just a chance of isolated rain showers. Highs on Friday, 76 degrees. We'll be right back.
Everything is so expensive these days, and being a widow makes things even tougher. I worked 4 jobs just to get by. That's why I'm so grateful for Senator Collins' new law. It restores Social Security benefits for thousands of Mainers just like me. Benefits we earned. Now, I can enjoy my retirement with my grandchildren. Thank you, Senator Collins, for always delivering for Maine.
Call Senator Collins. Thank her for fighting for Maine.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks, like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% APR for 72 months when you finance with GM Financial. Or current qualified lessees can get this Silverado pickup for around $399 a month.
When it comes to the feud,
name a way a woman might say she likes her men and her cheese.
You either nail it,
sharp,
spicy, or fail it.
full of adventure.
When you're at the grocery store, you want to find some adventurous cheese running around the dairy section.
Family Feud.
Where are you going? Stop all this adventure.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC7.
There will be more housing available for seniors in the near future. The official groundbreaking was held today for Sunrise Senior Housing in Bangor. The project will have 50 units for people who are 55 and older.
And my concept is if we can provide housing for an older person who's a senior, you know, maybe their single family home opens up that they've lived in for 50 years. Younger family can move in there, get their kids into the school department, and then that modest starter apartment, that townhouse that younger family had, opens up for our college graduates.
The units are scheduled to be finished in June. You can contact the Bangor Housing Office to be put on their application list.
In Columbia, community leaders gathered yesterday to celebrate the completion of Down East Wind, a project nearly a decade in the making. Our Alex Schley tells us how the Clean Energy Initiative is already helping the community.
In Columbia Wednesday, community leaders celebrated the end of construction with the ribbon cutting of Down East Wind's maintenance and operation facility.
This is just a signal to the community and to our partners that this is here for long-term operations, a project we developed for many, many years and then built over the course of about 18 months.
Down East Wind was developed by Apex Clean Energy. The $300 million project features 30 wind turbines, producing 126 megawatts of power, which Down East Wind officials say is enough to supply electricity for about 37,000 homes each year. Down East officials say many of the people involved in constructing the project and those who will keep it running are from Maine. CEO of Apex Clean Energy, Ken Young, says this reflects the company's commitment to the community.
We want to be great local citizens, live up to all the obligations that we made during the development process, and make sure we're good parts of the community here.
As part of that promise, Down East Wind presented a combined $1.2 million in checks to the county and town during Wednesday's ceremony. Columbia Selectman Sonny Beal says the donation is helping the town pay for a new fire truck.
Plus, we're hoping to use the rest of it and put together a salt sand shed. So it's straight benefit to the community.
Beal says the town will also benefit from a long-term tax increment financing agreement.
We also have about $155,000 coming from TIF, which is a tax deferment. When you go into a TIF agreement, the money that would come from taxation doesn't go on to your total value of your town, which means your town doesn't lose its state subsidies.
In Columbia, Alex Schley for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Drivers traveling north on the interstate will have a more difficult time exiting onto Broadway in Bangor. The Maine DOT says it will close the exit 185 off-ramp beginning at 8 o'clock Friday night, and the closure will continue until Monday morning. The closure is part of the ongoing bridge replacement project. Northbound drivers who need to reach Broadway will have to take a detour at the Stillwater Avenue exit and then follow the signs back to Broadway.
With fall and foliage season coming, also arriving is cold and flu season. To make sure everyone is prepared, the Maine Immunization Program is encouraging folks to get their vaccines. The immunization program is part of the Department of Health and Human Services It's encouraging adults ages 19 and up to receive their annual flu shot. Those 65 and older should get a high-dose flu shot. Older adults should make sure they have their RSV vaccine, while those who are in their third trimester of pregnancy are also encouraged to get that vaccine to protect their baby. While the pandemic may be over, the risk is not. Experts still encourage the vaccination of all adults and many children against COVID-19 as well. Those under the age of 2 are strongly encouraged to get their COVID-19 shot, while those between 2 and 18 should consider it based on their risk factors. Experts recommend getting these vaccines before the spring. For more information, visit this story on our website, foxbangor.com. I think I'll get the flu shot too. Boy,
Yes,
I'm just
I
getting
know.
off a wicked cold. The last thing I need is to get the flu.
Right, we were
so,
talking about that
yeah.
yesterday, I think it was.
Yeah, all these illnesses just kind of churn in a place
They
of
sure
work
do.
too. So.
The time now is 6:20. After the break, health experts discuss the risk of getting lice and how to prevent that, as children are now back in school.
Plus, rapper Sean Diddy Combs back in court today ahead of his sentencing. We'll have those stories and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
GMA this morning.
I realized you want to talk about the fun stuff, you have to talk about the painful stuff.
Lionel Richie, as you have not seen.
And that was the toughest, Robin. Listen to me.
The Robin Roberts exclusive breaks this morning on GMA.
Davis Brothers Furniture is expanding. At Davis Brothers, we've always strived to stand out from the rest, and we are now proud to offer flooring for your home, featuring both carpeting and luxury vinyl flooring. We even have an installer in-house with over 30 years of experience. Come see the reason people have been traveling from all over the state and beyond to Davis Brothers Furniture in Guilford for decades. Davis Brothers Furniture, deliberately different, delivering statewide.
Once again, the Trotters are back in Bangor, Maine for the fall racing season. Opening day is Wednesday, October the 8th with a 3 p.m. post time. Saturday, October the 11th at 3 p.m., the 3-year-old Sire Stakes finals will be held at Maine's premier harness track, Bangor Raceway. Racing will continue for the remainder of the fall meet with 3 p.m. post times on Wednesdays and 12 p.m. post times on Saturdays and Sundays. Don't get shut out from all the excitement and fun of harness racing. And remember, we'll see you at the Hawaii.
Hosted by Leah Remini.
4 of them make $1.
Quarters.
What is swing? Did you just say what is?
Yes.
You just realized you're not on Jeopardy. Okay.
People Puzzler
on ABC 7.
As students return to school, health experts are raising the alarm on things they shouldn't be bringing home. The beginning of school sparks a higher concern about lice for many parents, as health experts say the blood-sucking parasites can commonly spread between children. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention say preschool and elementary students are the most vulnerable to lice, and there are up to 12 million head lice infestations each year in kids ages 3 to 11. Health experts warn of the easiest ways lice can spread and how to prevent infestations.
Prevention's a big part of what we do. Mint is the strongest prevention scent. There's some other products out there that use rosemary, but ultimately mint camouflages the scent of your scalp or your child's scalp, and so if you spray it before they go to school, it will actually change the way that it smells. Truthfully, anything that changes the scent of your scalp is actually considered a lice deterrent, but mint's one of the stronger ones that we recommend and that we have parents purchase so that hopefully their kids don't get head lice.
Dermatology experts say using shampoo products as indicated on their labels can also help prevent lice infestations. Not a fun thing. I remember we were just talking before that we came on, and I remember my daughter got it when she was a kid, and they say that, you know, the cleaner hair you have, cleaner head, the more likely you're going to get it too. You think it'd be the opposite, but you know, the last thing you want to do is bring lice home, and it's a whole process to get rid of it.
Like elementary school, like they said, is, you know, the most susceptible.
Right.
So best
Dirty
to
little kids.
Stay cautious.
Yeah. Just kidding.
The time now is 6:24. Let's get a full look at our weather forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Thursday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive and Brewer. Experience a Quality Automotive difference. Reliable service and expert care that you can depend on. Call us to schedule your next appointment, 922-2043. Alrighty, we have a small craft advisory that has been issued again, and this time it is up until around 5 o'clock p.m. on your Friday, as we are going to be watching for, again, more active surf with an area of low pressure that will be passing through. For now, the wave height's not too bad at around 3 to 4 feet. You can notice some of the lighter colors indicating some of that active surf out in the ocean. But for now, we are watching clouds approaching from the southwest, going toward the north and east. This should not surprise us, as we are seeing that area of low pressure and finally some beneficial rainfall approaching from the southwest and going to the north and east. And we are going to be seeing a lot of rainfall moving in, possibly measured in a good amount of inches. So again, and that's going to be going over some drought-stricken areas. So finally, it's some much-needed rain moving over these areas. So we will have rainfall moving in later this morning and parts of the afternoon, picking up later on tonight. It'll start to back off as we head towards Friday morning, as we will become partly cloudy throughout the day on Friday. And then by Friday night, things do start to clear out. It looks like a little boundary moving in as we do approach Friday night into parts of Saturday morning. And there is the rainfall. Look at this. It could get impressive at times, with some spots seeing up to around an inch or two. And look where the bullseye is, over spots seeing around severe to extreme drought. So maybe too much of a good thing over a short period of time. We'll wait and see. But again, this is wonderful news, because there is a drought monitor right now. All that rainfall is over spots that are seeing a lot of drought. So again, this is wonderful news. So we'll see if it's too much over a short period of time. But either way, this is wonderful news for the areas dealing with drought at this time. So your forecast for today, mid-60s, cloudy with rain, and that southeast wind getting up to around 15 miles per hour. By tonight, low 60s, rain likely, areas of dense fog, southwest wind getting up to around 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, maybe an isolated rain shower, with highs in the mid-70s, and that west wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And let's check out your extended forecast, brought to you by Quality Automotive, showing a mostly sunny sky for your Saturday with highs in the low 70s, and then mid-70s for your Sunday under a partly cloudy sky, and then mostly sunny for your Monday with highs in the upper 70s.
Seasons Lounge and Banquet Center. We're just one block from Hollywood Slots in Bangor, and your home for the NFL Sunday Ticket. Come watch the game with us and have an appetizer combo. See us for game day specials. Fans, food, fun, seasons.
Any job goes more smoothly and successfully with the right people on your team, like the people at Hammond Lumber Company, where you'll find high-quality building materials from industry-leading suppliers and get expert advice and professional services. Hammond offers timely delivery with their own fleet of trucks, with boom and forklift trucks available. For your next project, get the materials and services you need to succeed from Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
On the Road, broadcasting the news at 6, live from Ellsworth, is brought to you by Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop is your one-wheel skateboard dealer in Eastern Maine, the perfect ride for every rider. Life is full of new beginnings. Atlantic Motor Company is here to make sure you get to where you are going. Experience Autumn Gold in Ellsworth, September 26th and 27th. Festivities all around town with something for everyone. Details at ellsworthchamber.org.
Hi, I'm Tony with TC Hafford Basement Systems. All things basementy. Did you know that a cracked or settling foundation only gets worse over time? A small foundation issue can turn into a big nightmare. This affects your home's safety, decreases resale value, and can compromise the structural integrity of your home. We'll repair your foundation and put your home back on solid ground. Call TC Hafford Basement Systems today for all things basementing.
Seasons Lounge and Banquet Center. We're just one block from Hollywood Slots in Bangor, and your home for the NFL Sunday Ticket. Come watch the game with us and have an appetizer combo. See us for game day specials. Fans, food, fun, seasons.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
The deadly shooting at that immigration facility in Texas, ICE facilities across the country now ramping up security. The gunman opened fire from a rooftop, and now authorities are revealing the evidence at the scene, pointing to a potential motive. ABC's Perry Russum has the details.
New details about the man authorities say opened fire on this Dallas Immigration and Customs Enforcement office, killing one detainee and injuring 2 others before turning the gun on himself.
Rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
Authorities say they found ammunition at the scene and the words anti-ICE scrawled on one of the casings. Officials say 29-year-old Joshua John specifically targeted the office. John's childhood friends telling ABC he was not overtly political when he was young, saying he was mostly interested in video games. One saying, "Josh was the least political out of all the people I knew in high school." SWAT teams early yesterday responding to reports of a man firing from a rooftop into the secure entryway as a van was transporting detainees. Police say the suspect's vehicle had a poster taped to the fender showing a map of alleged nuclear fallout. It appears to be from a book that advocates against the use of nuclear weapons. The connection to the attack is not clear. Assaults on officers have risen dramatically since January.
1,000% more than we ever had. And it's just getting worse, and these keep getting elevated and elevated.
A man was arrested at the same facility last month after threatening to detonate a bomb. And in July, armed assailants in tactical gear attacked another ICE facility in Texas, wounding an officer. ICE says agents are wearing face coverings to protect themselves from being targeted. California last week passing a bill that will ban agents from wearing masks to conceal their identity. But federal officials say they will not comply with that law.
The state of California does not have the power to regulate us, and I've directed our agencies to disregard this silly bill.
Mexican officials say one of the detainees shot yesterday was a Mexican national who is in critical condition. Perry Russum, ABC News, New York.
In other news this morning, former FBI Director James Comey could soon face federal charges. Sources say the Justice Department is preparing to ask a grand jury to indict Comey on allegations that he lied to Congress. It comes after President Trump publicly pressured Attorney General Pam Bondi to prosecute those that he sees as political enemies. Prosecutors have been evaluating whether Comey lied to lawmakers during congressional testimony related to the investigation into ties between Russia and Trump's 2016 presidential campaign. Others on that list of political enemies include New York Attorney General Letitia James and California Senator Adam Schiff.
And the White House is directing federal agencies to prepare for mass firings that could be permanent if the government shuts down next week. A deadline to avoid a shutdown is fast approaching. One sticking point, health insurance premiums. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the details.
This morning, with a government shutdown looming, Democrats and Republicans are in a standoff.
Democrats have drawn a line in the sand.
The White House warning federal agencies that mass firings could be coming, quote, in the event Democrats decide to shut down the government. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer dismissing the threat, writing, quote, Donald Trump has been firing federal workers since day one, not to govern, but to scare. This is nothing new and has nothing to do with funding the government. Republicans control the House and Senate, but funding bills require 60 Senate votes to pass, meaning at least some Democrats will have to get on board. Democrats say they won't back a funding deal without health care concessions. They're pushing to reverse Medicaid cuts from July's One Big Beautiful Bill, and they want to extend expiring Obamacare tax credits. The spending package would cost an estimated $1.4 trillion over 10 years. Democrats stress it's an opening offer, not a final demand. They were set to meet with President Trump this week, but Trump canceled the meeting, calling their demands ridiculous.
The country has been lectured all year about how Republicans are in charge. If the government shuts down, it will shut down because Donald Trump and Republicans in the House and the Senate have made that decision.
Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Rapper Sean Diddy Combs returns to court today for of his sentencing. Combs' lawyers argue he has spent enough time behind bars. They're asking he be sentenced to no more than 14 months in prison, and with credit for good behavior, he could be eligible for release immediately. But prosecutors want Combs to spend more time behind bars. He was acquitted of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking charges that could have resulted in a life sentence. However, he was convicted of arranging interstate travel for prostitution. Coombs' sentencing is set for October 3rd. By that time, he will have been in jail for nearly 13 months.
Coming up on the second half of the newscast, the popular social media app Instagram hit a huge milestone recently, announcing 3 billion monthly users.
That and more straight ahead on Good Morning Maine.
We can go into a room and have absolutely nothing in there, nothing on the windows, no color, no character, no tone to a room.
That's, I think, where we're strongest, is being able to help someone envision what's going to go in that window.
And we leave, it's totally transformed into something that the customer wants it to be. We've often been told we make a room look better just by leaving it.
I'm Jim with Lowry Law. I was contacted by a woman who asked me to help one of her friends who had been hurt by a drunk driver. Not only did he have multiple injuries, he had the added stress of being the victim of a crime. We helped make sure that he didn't have to testify or even go to court. That was important to him, so I made it a priority. We got him a $250,000 settlement. If you've been hurt by a drunk driver, call me. I'm your go-to guy.
Hurt by a drunk driver? Call the twos.
Right now at US Cellular, you can get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $90.
Hey, we're tired of having the wool pulled over our eyes with these hidden requirements. What aren't we seeing?
Yeah. Do we get our choice of free phones?
Yep, you get the latest phones.
I bet we have to trade in our old phones, though.
Nope, sure don't.
Wow.
High five. Almost. Higher. Yes. Nope.
Get 4 phones plus 4 lines for $90 with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. US Cellular, now part of T-Mobile.
Need a driveway paved or an entire road surfaced? Give Eaton Paving and Excavation a call. Eaton Paving offers a full line of excavation packages, from new home projects to new and replacement septics and driveways. We also install new shoreland and do shoreland repairs. Our operators have more than 75 years combined experience, and we have been delivering quality, professional service for nearly 3 decades. We strive to exceed your expectations. Give us a call today at 207-348-5630 or visit us at EatonPaving.com.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Thursday, September 25th, 2025, and it is also National Lobster Day, one of my favorite topics.
Fitting to be Mainers today.
Right?
It's now considered a fine delicacy. The crowd-pleasing crustacean has certainly seen darker days. There was a time that lobster was so plentiful in New England, they were relegated to prison food because it was so cheap. In fact, the Pacific Standard magazine once wrote that consumers could buy baked beans in Boston for 53 cents a pound, while canned lobster was selling for just 11 cents. Now it's a multi-million-dollar industry for coastal families and supports jobs and livelihoods.
And it tastes wicked good.
Does.
You know, it's still pretty cheap too if you think about it. You know, you can go out there and get yourself some lobster, and for cheaper than steak or even hamburger in some cases. So,
Good
you know,
deals.
if you want to celebrate lobster the right way, go buy yourself a couple of lobsters tonight.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It's really good. All right, time for history. It was on this day in history back in 1789, the U.S. Congress adopted 12 amendments to the Constitution and then sent them to the states for ratification. 10 of those amendments became the Bill of Rights. In 1890, on this date, Mormon President Wilford Woodruff issued a manifesto in which the practice of polygamy was renounced. I can't keep hold of one wife, let alone multiple wives. But anyway, we'll talk about that. In 1928, Chicago's Galvin Manufacturing Company became the first to produce a radio for automobiles. The Motorola radio name was made up of 2 parts. Motor evoked cars in motion, and Ola was derived from Victrola radios, which was supposed to make people think of music. Victrola, of course, was a big brand of radios back in the day. And in 1956, the first transatlantic telephone cable went into service. To mark the event, a 3-way phone call was made between New York, Ottawa, and London.
How nice. In 1957, 9 black students who had been forced to withdraw from a high school in Little Rock, Arkansas, because of unruly white crowds were finally able to go back to school. It was 3 weeks earlier when the state's governor surrounded the school with National Guard troops to block a federal court order to implement racial integration. The so-called Little Rock Nine were finally able to go back to class thanks to members of the Army who were called to escort them. And in 1981, Sandra Day O'Connor became the first female justice on the Supreme Court. And in 2005, the Irish Republican Army decommissioned its arsenal of weapons, officially ending a 36-year armed campaign for a united Irish state. And in 2016, Selena Gomez became the first person to reach 100 million followers on Instagram.
How about
That's a
that?
lot.
All right, we have all performers today for birthdays. They include actor Will Smith, who is 57, actress Bella Ramsey, a really up-and-coming star these days. She's 22. And actor Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, is 74 years old today. Happy birthday to them and to you also if your birthday is today.
Let's turn things over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, thank you very much. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive and Brewer. Experience the Quality Automotive difference. Reliable service and expert care that you can depend on. Call us to schedule your next appointment, 922-2043. Alrighty, on this Thursday, we do have a small crowd advisory that has been issued again, and this time it will last until Friday at around 5 p.m. So active surf will be an issue yet again with an area low pressure that will be passing through. Now check this out. We have clouds moving in from the southwest and going toward the north and east. This should not be a surprise as we are watching rain that will be on the way and finally some beneficial rain that will be approaching. This is great news for drought-stricken areas that have been dealing with no rain for quite some time. So rainfall will be on the way today and really picking up later on tonight. So again, wonderful news for the areas that have not seen some rain in quite some time. So cloudy with rain today with highs in the mid-60s, southeast wind getting up to around 15 miles per hour. The hourly forecast showing that rain picking up this afternoon with temperatures in the 60s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Devin.
Still to come here this morning, Jack Webb with sports.
Don't go away.
Come in and visit AMHG Works, Bangor's #1 gift shop, located at 36 Springer Drive in the Rennie's Plaza. We have special gifts for you, your furry companion, and that special someone you are in need of a gift for. It's worth a trip in for unique American-made gifts. Here at AMHG Works, everything is American-made, and we are open 7 days a week for your convenience. American-made home goods. We look forward to seeing you.
When you're a kid, your dream job can be lots of things, like being the first person on Mars. What's that, a Marsonaut? The world's bestest video game player. Or how about a doctor to help pets? But for some kids, those dreams are on hold, which is why for 27 years and for every car sold, Hyundai and our dealers donate to Hope on Wheels to fight childhood cancer. So kids can get back to the most important job of all, being a kid.
Are you experiencing foot pain? Comfort Shoes & More has a team of experts trained in podorthics to help you find relief. They offer tailored fittings, shoe modifications, customized orthotics, and much more for the ordinary or the hard-to-fit foot. Discover the latest in functional and fashionable footwear for men and women from today's top brands: Hoka, Brooks, Keen, Merrell, and Ariat. From running to walking, casual or dress, they have it all. Take the drive to Newport for a sit-and fit to find your perfect fit. You and your feet will be glad you did.
Catch University of Maine Black Bears football this season on ABC 7 and Fox 22. Proud to bring you 5 home games.
Welcome back in, folks. We'll start at Husson University, where one of the Eagles' own received the state's highest sports honor. Husson basketball's head coach Warren Caruso was inducted into the Maine Sports Hall of Fame this past Sunday. The ceremony took place at Husson's Gracie Theater, where Caruso, among others, received the honor of Hall of Famer in the Pine Tree State. Caruso, a 1989 Husson graduate, has served as the Eagles' head coach since 1994. He's the winningest head coach in Atlantic Conference history, has totaled 16 conference championships, including 10 since 2009, and is already a member of the Maine Basketball Hall of Fame. He says this latest accolade is a full circle moment for him in his 32-year career.
It's really surreal and humbling, and really excited that's here at the Gracie on campus. And yeah, you know, it's 32 years and still going. So it's been a labor of love every minute of it.
During his time at Husson, Caruso has recruited hundreds of players and coaches, has formed meaningful relationships with each and every one of them, which is why he says this honor is just as much theirs as it is his.
Yeah, at the end of the day, our program's been about relationships, and the relationships that we have with our student athletes, our coaches, people on campus, is what's made it so special here at Husson and been a part of our success. So this is a program award that I just happen to be driving the bus and haven't crashed it yet, so we'll continue down the road.
Well-deserved honor for Coach Caruso. We'll head down south to Bucksport for some girls soccer action. It's the Bucks hosting the Central Red Devils at Bucksport High School. First half, Bucks already up 1-0 on a crossing pass. Red Devils keeper Shyla Graham is able to make it back to the other side of the goal and make the save, but not long after, Bucks' Haley Rose takes a shot, which is initially saved, but Olivia Shute finds herself in the perfect spot to rebound the ball and score 2-0 Bucks. On the very next possession, Addison Goss finds Shute again, who puts great air and spin on the ball for her second score of the night. A couple minutes later, Goss would get her chance to add the score as she locates the pass and taps it in on the ground. 4-0 Bucks, closing minutes of the half. A shot is going to be saved and then passed across the net to Rose, who gets the easy goal. Great night for the Bucks as they win by a score of 7-0. The Patriots and the Panthers, two teams off to identical 1-2 starts, will square off Sunday afternoon at Gillette Stadium. Then the Pats will hit the road for the next three. One of the pleasant surprises so far this season has been the outstanding play from veteran tight end Hunter Henry, who is currently third in the AFC for tight ends with 13 catches for 165 yards and 2 touchdowns. On Sunday, Henry hauled in his 212th reception as a Patriots tight end, moving into third place all-time, trailing only Ben Coates and Gronk.
To be kind of mentioned in the same breath as those guys is an honor. Still got a lot of work to do, a lot of work ahead of me, but those two guys are special. Patriot Hall of Famers. Gronk will get in for sure, and then he'll be a first ballot, and can. So
good to see Henry finally playing like the guy they signed back in 2021. All right, Red Sox fans, here's the deal. There's 5 games left of the regular season, including Wednesday night's game against the Blue Jays. Take a second, throw your frustration from this past month, remind yourself, if you were in this April and you were told about this opportunity this team has in the driver's seat to get a playoff spot, you would have been beyond thrilled. Here's how they can punch their ticket to the postseason. After Tuesday night's win over the Blue Jays, the Red Sox magic number was 3. That means if they just win 3 of their last 5 games, they will make the postseason. Simple as that, but keep in mind, any Astros loss can also take that number down. So if they win only 2 and the Astros drop 1 of their last 5, the Red Sox will still make the playoffs. So Boston controls their own destiny, and no one else you'd rather have on the bump tonight other than Garrett Crochet. Let's see how those Sox fared in that game with the Blue Jays, shall we? We're going to go ahead and pick this one up in the first inning. We're still waiting on that Blue Jays game. Here we go. Max Scherzer on the bump for the Blue Jays, and we're going to pick this one up in the first inning as Masataka Yoshida hits an RBI double into right field as a runner comes around to score. That leaves Bregman on third and Yoshida on second. Next batter is Romy Gonzalez. He gets just enough on the breaking ball to drop it into shallow left field, which drives in both Bregman and Yoshida to give the Sox an early 3-0 lead. Crochet did his thing in this one. He's going to be right here striking out Anthony Santander in the bottom of the second. Crochet went strong in this one. He was still on the bump in the 7th. This time gets Vladdy looking. Crochet goes 8 scoreless, only giving up 3 hits. Top of the 8th now, 2 on for the Sox. Narvaez is going to put this one out of reach as he blasts a 3-run shot into the bleachers as the Sox make the magic number 2 with a 7-1 win. Unfortunately, Yankee fans are very happy that loss for the Blue Jays tied the Yankees for leading the AL East. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
Grab a cup, fill it up, top it off, weigh it up. Here at Sweet Frog, you are in total control. Sweet Frog, where a secret ingredient is fun.
When I would visit my mother at the nursing home, there were really bad sores on her back, but nobody would tell me what was going on. Why not?
If an incident has occurred at a nursing home that's brought up cause for concern, call the 2s right now.
The attorneys at Lowry Law helped me get answers. They held the nursing home accountable for what happened to my mother.
If you suspect nursing home abuse or neglect, we're your go-to lawyers.
Pro football fans, it's You Pick'em NFL, the Pro Football Challenge from Fox 22. Go to foxbangor.com, click on You Pick'em, and go to You Pick'em NFL. Make your picks, and you could be the weekly winner of a gift certificate from Chase's Family Restaurant in Bangor, or from Yoshi Japanese Restaurant in Brewer. Brought to you by Collector's Choice in Brewer, K&M Auto Repair in Holden, and Twin City Tile in Brewer. Compete all season long. It's You Pick'em NFL from foxbangor.com.
Grab a cup, fill it up, top it off, weigh it up. Here at Sweet Frog, you are in total control. Sweet Frog, where a secret ingredient is fun.
One social media platform hits a huge milestone. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg says Instagram now has 3 billion monthly users. The social media app joins the ranks of Facebook and WhatsApp in terms of monthly users. This comes almost 4 years after Instagram reportedly hit 2 billion monthly users. Instagram says it also is gearing to run tests in India and South Korea that will default users to Reels.
Huh, I don't know what that means, but...
The Reel, there's like on Facebook, you know, you see the videos.
Oh, yeah.
Instagram has the same feature, so
okay.
yeah. There we go.
I'm not too social media savvy. I do know, though, that we'll get some badly needed rain today.
We will.
And then the weekend, temperatures getting up around 78 degrees, which is pretty warm for this time of year.
It is. Let's turn things over to meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, happy Thursday. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive and Brewer. Experience a Quality Automotive difference. Reliable service and expert care that you can depend on. Call us to schedule your next appointment, 922-2043. Alrighty, we have a small craft advisory that has been issued again, and this time it is up until around 5 o'clock p.m. on your Friday, as we are going to be watching for, again, more active surf with an area of low pressure that will be passing through. For now, the wave height's not too bad at around 3 to 4 feet. You can notice some of the lighter colors indicating some of that active surf out in the ocean. But for now, we are watching clouds approaching from the southwest, going toward the north and east. This should not surprise us, as we are seeing that area of low pressure and finally some beneficial rainfall approaching from the southwest and going to the north and east. And we are going to be seeing a lot of rainfall moving in, possibly measured in a good amount of inches. So again, and that's going to be going over some drought-stricken areas. So finally, it's some much-needed rain moving over these areas. So we will have rainfall moving in later this morning and parts of the afternoon, picking up later on tonight. It'll start to back off as we head towards Friday morning, as we will become partly cloudy throughout the day on Friday. And then by Friday night, things do do start to clear out. It looks like a little boundary moving in as we do approach Friday night into parts of Saturday morning. And there is the rainfall. Look at this. It could get impressive at times with some spots seeing up to around an inch or two. And look where the bullseye is, over spots seeing around severe to extreme drought. So maybe too much of a good thing over a short period of time. We'll wait and see. But again, this is wonderful news because there is a drought monitor right now. All that rainfall is over spots that are seeing a lot of drought. So again, this is wonderful news. So we'll see if it's too much over a short period of time. But either way, this is wonderful news for the areas dealing with drought at this time. So your forecast for today, mid-60s, cloudy with rain, and that southeast wind getting up to around 15 miles per hour. By tonight, low 60s, rain likely, areas of dense fog, southwest wind getting up to around 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, maybe an isolated rain shower with highs in the mid-70s, and that west wind getting up to around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And let's check out your extended forecast brought to you by Quality Automotive, showing a mostly sunny sky for your Saturday with highs in the low 70s, and then mid-70s for your Sunday under a partly cloudy sky, and then mostly sunny for your Monday with highs in the upper 70s.
When the acres add up, so does the work. The Kubota LO2 series is ready for it. The #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. It features powerful, dependable Kubota diesel engines, performance-matched attachments, and the versatility to get the job done right.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out half-off deals from foxbangor.com.
Get a taste of the South on Wheels Triple B Food Trailer, offering slow-smoked, bold-flavored, finger-licking good barbecue. Find us at 1374 Bucksport Road, Ellsworth, between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m., Wednesday through Monday.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with half-off deals from foxbangor.com.
Chevy makes America's most dependable trucks, like the rugged Colorado, the highly capable Silverado 1500, the powerful Silverado HD, and the uncompromising Silverado EV. In every Chevy truck, dependability comes standard.
Well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% APR for 72 months when you finance with GM Financial. Or current qualified lessees can get this Silverado pickup for around $399 a month.
911, what's your emergency?
We form a bond stronger than blood, because ours is a family forged in fire.
We are on the move.
Spin the wheel, the letters call, one right guess could win it all. Wheel of Fortune, laughter, fun, weeknights at 7, join everyone. On ABC 7, watch and play, Wheel of Fortune's here each weekday. I'm Rick from Brewer, and I'm a wheel watcher.
Well, it's sure starting to look more like fall. The Maine Department of Agriculture, Conservation, and Forestry has issued an updated report for the fall foliage. It shows low to moderate color change throughout most of Maine with very little leaf drop at this point. According to the report, northern Maine, including Fort Kent, Caribou, and Presque Isle, is showing significant color change. The spokesperson, Gail Ross, says in the fall, when the connection between the leaf and the tree begins to be blocked, the production of chlorophyll that gives the leaves their green color stops producing. That's when the colors start to emerge. We're seeing it all around us. I know just on my ride into work here in the Bangor area, we're starting to see the change.
On the outskirts of Bangor a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. That's all we have for this hour. Join us